have to play with some things later, some settings, um, to switch how ads happen and what else did I want to change? Oh, I don't know if I should be running any of my bots are going to be uh, sending alerts into a shared chat. I have time. I have a few days to screw with all that. Um, let's go to in the chat. Tonight, I'll also be going live later to test things. Jess is going to help me. Okay, I need salt, honey, cumin. I need jalapeno, which I bought the other day. I did find serranos in the store today, but it was like a whole bag of them, which I do not need. Yes, I know I'm not visual on cam yet. What are you doing, cat? Why would you go in the spice cupboard? That's a little weird. Okay, I have whole caraway, I have whole fennel, I have whole coriander, caraway, fennel, celery seed. I have like everything except, I know I used to have cumin seeds, but I must have used them up when I was on a kick of making homemade curry, like powders. I used to make my own curry powder for a while. It was my thing. Boy, it makes your house smell good. If you've never made your own curry, I recommend looking it up because you can adjust so many things about it. And oh, weird, there's like a bag of poultry seasoning that came from somewhere. I have mung bean seeds. I'm gonna end up at some point making planting bean sprouts. Yeah. So I will have to adapt. I'll just use my ground cumin and it will be fine. Okay. Let's turn this cam on, right? Do I want this one? Scene. Woo. Is there any difference between these anymore? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Other test thing. The light. I'm going to be making Masoor dal, which is a red lentil dal. I do need to get my onion masala that I made the other day out of the fridge. I did freeze it in little candy cubes. I'm psyched about for future uses, but for now, there was about what I need for this recipe left. I left out and did not freeze so that I could just use it for this today. Which, yes, I was going to do yesterday, but I had a very long day. I swear to God, I plugged in, here we go, my light yesterday. Okay, here's the test. If I put this really bright light Rob got me for stream things up here on my laptop, I'm not, here we go, does it, whoa, What just happened? Oh, I covered the cam. Will it counteract this light over my head? Like, enough, I guess. Let me move this down a little bit. Yeah, okay. So that's solved. I just had to clear more plugs. And I'll be wearing my top hat tomorrow. And some crinolines, which I'll have to, I don't know, do little dance kicks, I guess, to show off. Okay, what am I still looking for? My costume. I watched another Baz Luhrmann movie. I watched Strictly Come. I've never seen it. That was fun. I really liked it, and I feel like I have a really good just sense. I'm not a person who memorizes like all the actors and the directors in the movies I like. Garam masala I need, and some spicy. Anyway, so like, I don't pay attention to that, but in doing the research for this contest on Sunday, I ended up like, well, oh, okay, that's Baz Luhrmann directed that movie, and I like that movie, like The Great Gatsby and the Romeo and Juliet from the 90s, and Moulin Rouge. I love Moulin Rouge so much. And the measuring cup. I rewatched Moulin Rouge. Oh no, right? Gosh darn. And I ended up having to buy it because at some point I feel like what happened was I loaned it to someone and I didn't get it back. But now I have a digital copy, so can't take that away from me. Hey, phone, don't close. I need to see my chat while you're doing that. Anyway, welcome if you're here. Hi. I should work on, I guess, my intro before I get started cooking, right? My itches, sorry. I know I wrote one somewhere a little while ago because it was like Kanara mentioned I should do it, and I was like, oh yeah, I kind of need an elevator pitch. Like that's what I call it, but that's from political training. So anyway, I'm September, also known as 9 of 12. I'm doing streams with kitchen tips and budget tricks, ingredient info dumps, and basic method teaching. I'll be doing recipe development live for a cookbook I'm working on. And as sub-goals, I'm going to be giving away some of many cookbooks. I still have about 150-ish cookbooks that I will be giving away. As a matter of fact, I need to check my subscriber or my follower level. But I want everyone to know that they can cook too. So, yeah, that's meh. I'll have to work on that for Sunday, because then I have to interview myself, and then at some point, hopefully, get to describe my dish and what I'm doing. So, but what I'm doing right now is new to me. It's not my normal, very basic method, tips, tricks, because I have not made dal from scratch before. And from scratch, because I made this wonderful masala, onion masala the other day. Oh, man, it smells good. Like, I understand now exactly what this does. You can totally make a curry or dal by and not have that on hand. You just are basically adding the same kind of stuff. It just takes longer. but it seems like a step worth doing, and it's like now that I smell it, it's there's a commonality in a lot of the curries I've had and have purchased um, pre-made that is this flavor that I didn't really know where it came from. So, oh, ghee. I need my ghee. I'm going to hit the saute button first. Get that heating. Okay, it's heating. I remember to press start unlike the other day. Alright, I bought ghee. Children. I feel like they put it somewhere weird on me. I don't see it. I wonder if they put it in the fridge. Some dumb shit. Oh, crap. I mean, I can use oil or whatever, but I definitely want the ghee for Sunday. No, I'm making a damn from scratch curry. I want to use my ghee. I haven't had ghee in the house in a while. They stopped having it at Aldi, which is where I was buying it very reasonably. And, but I went ahead because I'm doing a fancy online cooking for. I need to be using ghee again. I fell in love with using it, but I was cheaping out when I had to. Because it went up in price. I feel like I paid like $8 or $9 for this ghee. And I definitely wasn't paying that when we were underemployed. Damn it! Is it already out here? Like, because I was going to use it here? Huh. Hey, I bought ghee and I can't find it. Do you know where it is?
No.
I really could use help. Ugh. Darn it. Darn it. I could ask Victor, but that feels pointless. He never knows where anything is. I gotta remember what I'm getting my ingredients at tomorrow or Sunday to get.
The only place I really ever remember ghee is on top of the microwave.
Yeah, I got a new ha.
Oh, there. Okay.
It's behind the shelf.
Cool.
Excellent, thank you. Walmart ghee, whatever. Do what you gotta do. Oh, and there goes my neat light source, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put some oil. Ghee or oil, and about a tablespoon, but I could obviously does not need to be super specific. Wow, my Discord is blowing up, all these new notifications. One of them is probably me. It's probably my bot saying I'm live. It's kind of funny. Okay, I guess it's heating. Where am I going to put this oilless spoon? I'll put it on this other spoon. So I'm supposed to be putting the serrano, but I'm using jalapeno. Split in half, but still intact. Whatever. And cumin seeds in there, and kind of browning them, but and I'm not worried about getting this too hot or anything. Jalapeno is not as hot as serrano, usually. Sometimes it is. And I don't have cumin seeds, so I'm just gonna be super quick about like last minute after I get this pepper going a little. Yay, making a noise. I will put the ground cumin in to give it a little toastiness that you would get if you were using the seeds. Okay, and now I've got this like rest of the ingredient situation that I'm going to have to work with. And it only uses a cup of the lentils. Okay, so pepper, 3 cups of water. I pre-measured my water. My knife loves this. It's plastic. 3 cups of water, a cup of lentils, which are supposed to have been rinsed. Oops. I feel like it's fine, right? I mean, I'll look through them. I'm going to measure the cup I need. I'm a little bummed. I should have probably just doubled the recipe, but I'll save this. I'll have enough to make dough another time. And maybe I'll try a different flavor in the next one. So, yeah, these aren't powdery. They don't have any stones in them. I should be showing the lentils, right? Whack this pepper around in here. Here are my pretty red lentil beans. The red lentils, they're orange, like they're not very, very red. So you know, that's what they look like. If you get them in a package that's not see-through, but it's usually see-through. So I'm gonna basically be dumping everything in the pot right after I toast that cumin quick. So I'm gonna put my salt, like a teaspoon of salt, in here with the beans. The garam masala, half a teaspoon of that. A quarter teaspoon of cayenne. I might put a little more. Oh, got that in there. Oh, sorry, the garam masala is giving me grief here. There we go. See, that's where I'm going to get this combo. This garam masala definitely has, I can smell the cinnamon. Yeah, cinnamon, cloves, cumin, coriander, cardamom, black pepper. It's like, Natalie was kind enough to send me her mom's curry recipe, and it totally had, I think, most of those ingredients in it. Garam masala is a good cheat, so I'm going to say just enough cayenne to give it some kick. And I think I'm ready to start dumping stuff in. It's a teaspoon of cumin seeds, so I'm going to say go ahead and I'll use a teaspoon, a little less than a teaspoon of ground cumin. So I am going to toast that a little bit before I throw the rest of the stuff in here. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to toss it in with the lentils and toast it that way. It's kind of like a method I'd use when I make a pilaf, is cooking just getting your rice. I should do a pilaf on stream sometime. Going with some seasoning, and cooking it in your oil or your butter a little bit before adding in the stock, right? So I'm seeing it as that kind of thing. This is surprisingly not acting as hot as I want it to be. It says it's all the way up on saute. Don't know why I'm sniffling. I have to change my settings here, because at some point I must have had this set to auto lock. I don't want that, because then I can't hang out with you lovely people easily, and I'm definitely going to need to do that, because you're all going to come Sunday and help me with like the trivia, right? Okay, I hear it sizzling a little. So it is. I'm going to wait until I can kind of smell the spices a little more strongly, so I know they've got a toastiness happening. And then put in the rest of the things, which is double checking I have everything. This onion masala and water. Yeah, that's basically it. And then I've turned the Instapot on for 5 minutes and then let it release for 10. So it's gonna be pretty quick. Okay, that smells good. It's exciting. I think it's like my new favorite thing about the Instapot is going to be using it more for things like this, like beans and lentils, just different kinds of beans, because there's such a long commitment. I gave up on soaking beans years ago. I kind of find it to be a pointless waste of time. I mean, I guess you could cook it a little less time if you soak them, but not a whole lot. I feel like it takes up space that I don't want taken up. It makes me have to plan ahead. It makes me have to, then I'm committed. Like, if I'm not feeling good the next day or not feeling it, in general, if I soaked the beans, you're having the damn beans, or you're wasting them. But with the Instant Pot, I can decide I want beans and have them done in an hour. Without all that pre-commitment. Okay. Custom, high, 5 minutes. It's already on 5 minutes. That's crazy. It says it's got the 10-minute keep warm situation and start. So it's going to take a little while to build up the pressure. Then it'll cook for 5 minutes, and then it says natural release for 10 minutes. So wait 10 minutes and release pressure. So I'll probably just, when it kicks over, it'll count down, and then it'll start counting up the timer. So then when it gets up to 10 minutes, I'll release the steam. I've got my presentation stuff for the contest ready to go. I'm so excited. Please. I mean, it's fine if I lose, right? It's fine. You like my cool big cup? Have I showed that to you guys before? I think I have. Ew. Okay, let me take some dirty things to the kitchen. I'm glad I found the ghee. I had to interrogate one of my sons. He had no idea where it was, but I did eventually also find my forged in fire knife that I use on the stream here. I oiled my cutting board again the other day. So, what else are we going to talk about? I guess we could research different kinds of dals. Masoor dal, red lentil dal. So I'm going to see how I can mix it up. Dal recipes. Although, so the site I got the recipe um, for the onion masala has some kind of journey, I guess, where you use that masala and for a bunch of different things. So I might want to look at that. I see a masoor dal recipe with brown lentils. There's a ministry of curry. I mean, I guess. What's dal makhani? Okay, let's look. Whole masoor dal, dal bukhara, gravy with smoky tandoor flavor. Moringa dal, that looks paler. I wonder if that's got coconut milk. Hold on, let me shut this off. Let's put that on my checklist for the contest. Shut that damn thing off. Let's look at moringa dal. Sorry, normally I've got all kinds of interim stuff to talk about while things cook, or I'm making something else. I'm going to have to plan maybe to make a second dish when I'm using the Instapot for these streams. I hear the pressure building. If any of you are aware in the path of a storm, but they can't decide what it's going to do. It was going to do like 18 inches or something, and then it was going to do 11, and then it was going to do 1 to 6 now, I think is the latest prediction. And now maybe it's just going to be ice, icy rain and sleet instead of snow. It's kind of unpredictable for the North Carolina area, and they've got brine down on the roads already. I just got the kids Chinese for dinner. Rob has band practice tonight, and I went and got some chocolate chips. Fletcher's like, when it gets nasty and sleety, he wants to bake cookies. It's like, yeah. And the store, like he went to get the Chinese food for him and his brother. I made Chinese food I made like a stir fry with leftovers I had in the fridge I had to use up. And it was packed. The parking lot was packed. I couldn't get a cart. I couldn't get a basket. Like, they were just all being used. So I had to carry, like, I needed some butter. I grabbed some cilantro to garnish this with, basically, and garnish stuff on Sunday. And, yeah, so chocolate chips. Oh, and I got a bag of lettuce, because I wanted, some salad later tomorrow. And just everybody's in there, and they're clearing out the eggs, and they're clearing out the milk, and they're clearing out the bread. Like, everybody panics and has to have French toast, I guess. If your power goes out, like, what are you doing anyway with that stuff? Like, go get a bunch of perishable things. Like, oh my gosh, live off what's in your pantry. Why are you panicking that way? I don't know. I'll never understand it. So, yeah, it made it take unnecessarily long for me to just grab a couple things. Okay. Drumstick leaves. What the heck is this? Okay, there's some ingredient this person is talking about. I'm on the Ministry of Curry, but I don't know what it is. So this is a thick dal. It looks like, I should have got some spinach because I know I like spinach in my dal. And oh, I might still have some spinach. I'll be surprised if it's still good. Holy crap! Because I had spinach for that pasta salad I made with the leftovers from the macaroni and cheese. Moringa leaves. Okay. Well, I don't have a hope in hell of finding those here. That's too bad. But it's got some other interesting ingredients that I might be looking into if I continue my making more Indian food from scratch. There's a masala paste that's made from frozen fresh coconut. Um, Mild dried chilies. That's not a problem. Garlic and cumin. I'm gonna have to order cumin seeds if I keep doing this though. For sure. I checked my local stores. They just don't even carry the seeds. Um, this masala paste. Yeah. So I've got that onion one, but I'd definitely be interested in one made from coconut. Like I'm familiar with Thai curries using coconut milk, but I didn't know about these Indian curries that use a coconut masala. And tadka. Quick tadka with mustard things brings everything together with classic South Indian flavors. Huh. Um, Although this masala paste, it looks like the one. It looks like the onion one. Definitely would taste different, I'm sure. Half a cup mung dal. I also use masoor dal or tur dal. So does masoor just mean red? Because this has mung dal, or you can use masoor dal or tur dal, like as an ingredient. So does dal literally just mean lentils, and then it's the color? So I'm saying I make a masoor dal, I'm just making red lentils? That doesn't seem right. Like, because to me, dal is the cooked dish, right? This recipe I'm looking at is for moringa dal, lentils with moringa leaves. So yeah, I guess dal just means lentils. Weird. Okay. Why is it cooking for 10 minutes? It was supposed to be cooking for 5. Piece of shit. Alright, let's cancel this. Turn it back on. Hi. 5 minutes. Screw this. Alright. It should just build up super quick because it's already there, as long as it's sensing it properly. This damn thing. I guess I should have just let it cook and shut it off after 5 minutes, but... Hello? We need to be smarter. The super smart pro pot. Kashmiri chilies. Nope. There's plenty of other chilies I can use. I have a decent variety of chilies. Especially if it's dried ones, I get more flexibility. because I've got Compare Foods down the street. Interesting. So if I ever see this moringa, I'll have to remember that it's something I want to try to mess with. They call them drumstick leaves. Is it sort of shaped like a drumstick? Dal tatka. So I gotta figure out what tatka means. Masura dal tatka, Indian red lentil dal. Masura tatka dal is a delicious lentil curry made with red lentils. Yes, I know it's healthy, and it didn't occur to me. Mine's not vegan because I used ghee. Oops. Yeah, dal translates to lentil. See, I found it. But when referred to in the context of food, it means an Indian lentil soup. Aha. Okay. What is a tadka? A tadka is a cooking method where spices and other aromatics are cooked briefly in hot oil to bring out their best flavor. Then it gets added to a sabzi, a vegetable curry dish, or dal, a lentil curry, to infuse the recipe with flavor. Okay, so basically just that I sauteed my aromatics first makes it a tadka. I always do that. I do, it's like I was saying, I do that when I make a pilaf. Cook lentils separately in this one. Only add tomatoes after the lentils are tender or they may never fully cook. You know, my sister was telling me that, like, putting tomatoes in keeps your beans from cooking. I don't understand the science behind that. And it keeps the onions from getting too soft, which gives a bit of texture to the final soup. Because they cook the lentils separately and then add the stuff. Weird. Nope, not doing it. Have this texture from the top is particular part Madura with sordal, which will pretty much completely break down when cooking. Well, I guess we'll see. I mean, the tomatoes are already cooked with the onions because I used that onion masala we made. Tomatoes until the taka. Okay, so for this recipe, and I guess it's just different. I'm dumping everything in because I'm using the crock pot. They cook their lentils and they are basically making the masala. I'm calling it a tadka. Yeah, it's like this is what they're making to put in to their cooked lentils, and I'm just doing it all together. So mostly what I'm looking for is what the difference is going to be with spices for this. Onion, garlic, ginger, chilies, green chilies. This is going to be hot. This might be hotter than I want because I put that whole jalapeno and cayenne in it, and it's only a couple lentils. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. So anyway, Indian curry powder. That seems a little vague to me. I mean, is that your standard turmeric-filled yellow curry powder? Probably. Mustard seed, coriander, cumin. red lentils. There's a New York Times recipe. I'm never gonna buy their. Okay. I don't know why it had time on there before. It says it's counting down from 5 minutes now. It took a long time to come to temperature because I guess I set it wrong the first time. Let's see. I see another Instant Pot one. So I'm ready for the storm. I've got a lot of food in the house, in the freezer. It wants me to open Facebook. I don't use Facebook on my iPad. I made sure the solar lantern was charged, and I found that it wasn't charging. It's fun, but it's got a USB, so I've got that plugged in and charging. And I have made sure I have batteries for the lantern that takes D's, and then I replaced the batteries in the lantern that takes A's. I had to get some of my alcohol to swap out and clean it. One of the batteries had made a mess inside. So yeah, I've got 3 working camping lanterns. So if power goes out, I mean, it'll get cold, but we have a bunch of blankets. Sent a notification to my iPhone. Check my Facebook notifications. I do have my Facebook. And trying to let myself in here. Yes, it's me. Allow this login. Okay. Ta-da. Ugh. Yes, trust this device. Don't make me do this every time. I made stock yesterday with the leftover chicken. Oh, it's a damn video. Chana dal, masoor dal. Oh, they have 2 different kinds of lentils. And they're soaking them. Alright, now I have Facebook card. Not using it. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to use my homemade stock or a box stock for the contest Sunday. For one of the dishes I'm making, I should probably use homemade stock, right? It seems like just the right thing to do for something that's competitive. And it's not vegetarian anyway, so I don't have to worry about that aspect. It's definitely a different curry than I usually make or have ever made, because it's got but this is apparently how the Aussies do it. This recipe I saw a guy make, and it's got a little ketchup in it, and Worcester, and we'll see. That's all for show. I mean, I suppose I can. No, I can't lie. If it's not good, it's not good. But I don't feel like those unusual to me ingredients are gonna overwhelm the just curry powder and stuff that I'm using. And I need to stop talking about what I'm doing and blowing the surprises. It's hard to do because right there on my screen when I closed, I've got a tab open with some of my research that I did. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. I stayed up until the wee hours of the morning like a dum-dum. And I had a long day. I met a new person. Her name is Kathleen. She's contacted me through my Statesville Music Scene Facebook page that we have to help promote local bands. And she's working on promoting some cool stuff, kind of like it's like ladylike thing. It's almost like a Lilith fair, all, like women and female presenting artists. Cool. So it's and keep warm. So I have to let that go for 10 minutes, and then we'll release the pressure. And we had so much in common. We had a fantastic conversation. We spent like I think 3.5 hours just talking, and had never met before, and it was delightful. So I came home and was like, I have a new friend. This is awesome. And then I don't have a whole lot of friends, but the ones I have are great. I guess I've filtered or curated well, because I don't put up with people's shit. But I decided to stop by and look for something I want for presentation of one of the things I'm cooking Sunday. And my friend Lori was like, hey, did you find that thing yet? I'm like, no, I'm about to check another store. She's like, I got some. I'll drop them off after work. They had them in Troutman at the Dollar Tree there, and I'm like, I pull over and I take a picture. I'm like, this one, because I had like just parked. I was gonna go check that store, but she had already gotten them for me, so that was awesome. She doesn't do TV and stuff, so I don't imagine she'll be making it to the stream on Sunday. But I mean, that's an incredibly supportive thing to just remember that I wanted this item for presentation for my contest, and I love that. So it was a very good day. It was a long day, but a good day yesterday. And then I drank too much gin after playing Wildermyth with Sean, Jess, and Sonia last night. But then I was watching DJ Hollowed, and Vic came out of his room, and we were talking about like philosophy, like world religions and stuff. So it was very good. But I slept until I don't know, probably 1 or 2 today, like way too long. Especially because I wanted to get this done. And then a couple hours after I finish here, I'm going to have to log back in to do some tech testing. So heads up, you can ignore when that happens. Looking, I do have Discord here. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't running around like a chick with my head cut off trying to make sure I can have milk, eggs, and bread on the weekend. I did have to warn Chef John Leung that if I lose power, because we don't lose power at my house as often, it seems, as they do in the city of Statesville. But it's because, I think it's because the airport is across the street, so that grid is a little more stable. Because it has to be, right? Even though it's a small airport. But we do, if it's ice storm, and trees and lines come down, it comes down. But I definitely, I wouldn't be able to do the contest. Could I? I'm trying to think. Because John responded, he's like, we will adapt. I'm like, easy for you to say. I'm planning to use my Instapot, and my burner plugs in, and everything plugs in. Except, I do have one thing that's just I'm manually doing that doesn't have to be plugged in. And my stove is gas. I suppose I could be a complete lunatic, and if I lose power, hopefully I don't lose power, just say, fuck it, I'm going for it, and make one of the kids or Rob or somebody take turns or find a way to, like, use my mount for this camera, excuse me, and attach, I think my phone attaches to it, right? Yeah, I can attach my phone to it. I don't know what I'd clip it onto in the kitchen. I have a pot rack over my stove. Okay, so I guess I could just stream on my phone, and all I'd have is, I don't know how Stream Together would work if I was streaming using my phone. I've only tried to do that once or twice, and it wasn't very successful. But maybe I could do it. Maybe I could use a lighter, because the igniters won't work, and cook the things over in the kitchen on the stove. That might bring it down to doing one dish instead of two and a side. I don't know. Yeah, I thought he was crazy saying we will adapt. I was kind of like, no, I can't compete. But maybe I could without power. I do have to make sure all the phones are charged. My kids got, my two boys that live here, my middle and my youngest, received power banks, backup power banks for their phones from their brother, their older brother, for Christmas, and they were like, thanks. They aren't people that have had a use for it. Like, I need one, and I never have one. They seem to not last long for me, because I go to cons and stuff, right, or travel, and they haven't really done that kind of thing in their life where they can't just plug their phone in somewhere when it needs a charge. But Vic thought of it right away, and we reminded Fletcher today to go ahead and charge that power bank. Like, that's the only thing I'm prepping for with this storm, really, I'm worried about is, because I have food in the cupboards, I have food in the freezer. I mean, if we lose power, I'm going to have to cook everything. I suppose, yeah, I am not too, 7 minutes, 3 more minutes, I'm going to release this doll. Release the doll! I should get a bowl, right? I don't want to spoil my presentation bowl for Sunday. Let me grab a dish. I hope this is good. I mean, how bad can it be, right? Is it? Ugh. And a spoon. This bowl feels funny. It's, we got bumpiness in the, you hear it? In the ceramic. I've never felt it before. I guess I just never put my finger on that part of the bottom. This is like from the Dollar Tree. It's pretty. I love it. I should have got more when it was autumn, but because Lord knows my bowls keep disappearing into the fucking kids' rooms again. I have, for 2 days, been kind of giving them some grief to quit doing that. I should find some chalk, too. I don't think this is my beautiful cauldron. That Lori got me. I'm keeping my salt in. I don't think it's flat enough that chalk will work on it. Like, it looks matte, but it doesn't feel raw. I feel like chalkboards are a little rough. No. Okay. I think we're almost ready. 1 minute. If it's bad, I'll tell you. I'll be honest. I mean, I followed the recipe, so how bad can it be? Maybe I won't like it because I followed the recipe. I really tend to be pretty fast and loose and not stick to recipes as closely as I did to this one. I mean, it's a good idea, right? For the first time making something, to use someone else's recipe, and then as you learn, like if you've never done something like this, right? Um, smell each spice. Like I know what each of these ingredients are like already because I have used them. It's just kind of not with lentils. Um, smell each thing, and then you'll know what direction you want to adjust things when you make it on your own. Like chili, if you start making chili, like some people like more or less cumin. Some people like more or less heat. Uh, it's just of individual tastes is something that you develop and you learn where those tastes come from. It's kind of how I taught myself to cook. I'm going to release this pressure now. Was I was hungry. There were ingredients in the house, and I started smelling and tasting things and figured, well, I'll try this, and I'll try to put this in here, and then it tasted good or it didn't. I think one of the first things I did that with was like a venison steak, and I got some Worcester sauce and different, spices out of the cupboard, and ooh, it looks pretty. Hold on, I'll move the camera so you can see it. Where's my spoon? I'm gonna get that pepper out first thing. I might use tongs for that, actually. I think I'm going to get a different bowl to put this curry into. Did I come here for? I think I want to put it in a shallower dish. I am going to use tongs and pull the jalapeno out. Oh, the spoon. That's what I was going for. My wand. Oh, it's pretty. It's so pretty. It smells milder than I expected it to. As if maybe it could use some. It does have a texture. More something. More garam masala, maybe. We'll find out. Because I suppose, now that it's done, I could just adjust it. With more or less a little. Definitely seems to have cooked through fine with the 5-minute pressure cook. And then 10 minutes of release, letting it naturally release. Ooh. Okay. Takes a while for the kick, but then it happens. I definitely made it spicy. Could be a little less spicy. Definitely doesn't need more of the garam masala because I'm getting the spices from that. I definitely did not put too much cumin. I was worried about that because I didn't have seed. Mm. It's really good. It's got a toasty flavor. The sweetness I was concerned about from the onion masala um, did not come through and carry through and make this too sweet in any way. Um, the spices in that, it's like an underlying complexity where I can't pick them out individually. It's just its own flavor. It's freaking good. I'd definitely make it again. I feel like I'll be trying some different maybe curries. Actually, I've got, I think instead of the garam masala, if I didn't throw it away because it was getting old, I've got a Vietnamese lemon curry, I think, still in the cupboard that I might want to try this with. Um, ooh, it's spicy. Having it with some rice is going to balance that out so that it's something I can eat more of at a time. I just made a stir fry like an hour and a half ago, so I'm not very hungry, but I'm eating what I dished up here. It's freaking good. Mm. So there we go. A new thing in the repertoire. I didn't screw it up. You can do this too. Some of you have. Some of you grew up doing it. And this is you could definitely modify this. Like I said, what inspired me to do this was having told, what a weird message. Sorry. Somebody, because lentils are one of those things you end up getting from a food pantry. And you don't need to use a pressure cooker. Obviously, you could just cook them in a pot. If you've got a pot and a heat source, and I actually got this cumin at the food pantry a couple months ago when we didn't have an income, and I was like door dashing to pay bills. I was really excited that somebody had given some cumin to the food pantry, but I mean, you could definitely just use different spices. And some things are like cheap, if you've got, I want to say, salt and cayenne and some kind of curry, whether a garam masala or just a yellow curry, that you can get for like $1 from the Badia rack. And a can of tomatoes, that's another kind of food pantry item, and like an onion. I mean, you could get by with some onion powder if you needed to, garlic powder, like spice the hell out of it and cook the lentils until they're a stew. It's an excellent lean protein source on a budget. Yeah. So cool. I'm excited. If you're around later, just you'll see me pop in, and it should be quick. It's Jess, Variety Jess, from the Opinionated Lushes, who's going to be helping me test some tech, so I'm ready to go on Sunday, unless we lose power. And I don't have any other streams planned between now and Sunday, but it could happen. Sorry I'm not consistent, but my life isn't very consistent. But thanks for being here and sharing this. I'm excited to have made a new thing to me journey, and yeah, I look forward to cooking with you soon.